Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You should remember that we were talking about the different types of definite noun. Just for your reference, there are 4 characters of a noun which one must recognize before he writes, reads, or speaks Arabic. I am repeating again. There are 4 characters of a noun which one must recognize before he writes, speaks, or hears an Arabic sentence. The first character is the kind of noun. There are 2 kinds of noun. I'm using terminology not as the English word but as a terminology. First is the kind of the noun. It means whether the noun is definite or it is indefinite. Definite or indefinite. The definition of indefinite noun was any noun which is not definite is indefinite. Very simple definition. In other words, you can say whenever a noun is not proved to be definite, it will be treated as indefinite. So what are the proofs of a definite noun? Number 1 was proper noun. Number 2 was alam. I'm sorry. This was alam in Arabic. Proper noun in Arabic is called alam. And then mu'arraf bil lam. Noun made definite by adding al in the beginning of an indefinite noun. Whenever you add al in the beginning of an indefinite noun, it turns to be, and that is called mu'arraf bil lam. And this lam is al is equal to the in English. Okay, number 3 is demonstrative nouns. Demonstrative nouns. All the nouns used to point that and this and that. So all the words used for this and that would be demonstrative nouns, and in Arabic they are called asmaul ishara. Asmaul ishara. Ishara means pointing. We will separately study all these details. What are the demonstrative nouns in Arabic? But simply you should remember, in English you have only 4. This and that, these and those. So all the parallels of this, that, these, and those. Is it clear? Then number 4 is conjunctive nouns. Conjunctive nouns. There are two that's in English. One is that fan, this chair. But there's another that in English, which you see in the idiom, all that glitters is not gold. In this that, you don't point out with a finger, but you only refer all that glitters is not gold. So, this is actually a conjunctive noun. This again has got a full series which we will study separately. Then number 6 is, that was number 4, sorry. Then number 5 is pronouns. Pronoun is a noun used instead of a noun. In English, actually, this is a separate part of speech. English was not the language of Quran, so there's no much research in English language. As Arabic was the language of the Quran, a lot of research has been made. A lot of research has been made in Arabic grammar, and the parts of speech has been condensed to 3 only: ism, fail, and harf. But when you go to English, you have noun, verb, pronoun, article, participle, adverb, verb, many. There's no classification exactly speaking. But in Arabic, they have classified the parts of speech into 3 only, and then under the heading, 3 headings, you have all others. So, what's the concept of pronoun? You know, the stories taught to the kids, they start like this. They start with a crow, a boy, a sheep, a woman. In the first sentence, the subject will be introduced, and now in the whole story, again a boy, a crow, a man, a woman will never come. Now either it will be then the crow. Now it becomes the crow because it's known now. In the beginning it was not known, so it was a crow. Now it is known, so it is either the crow or he or it. What is he and what is it? They are pronouns. Nouns which are used instead of the nouns. The pronouns are, in Arabic they again are nouns, but in English the pronouns are used in place of the noun. In Arabic again there are many. That is a complete chapter that we would study. But here only you have now to recognize that the pronouns, just to remind you, in English they are he, she, it, them, their, etc., etc. So the parallels of he, she, it, they, them, their would be the pronouns in Zamair. In Arabic they are called Zamair. In Arabic, conscience is called Dhamir. Not conscious, conscience, which bites you when you do something wrong. You internally you feel that something is pinching you, that why you have done something wrong. That is called conscience, or in Arabic that is called Dhamir. So, in a Dhamir, the noun is hidden. Again and again saying akro, 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 or you start with the story that Ahmad was going to the school. Now instead of saying again and again Ahmad, 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 you say he, him, his. As we discussed that I was coming to the Quran Academy, my bike broke down and a friend gave me ride. So this is pronouns. Then number 6 is noun related to a noun, to a definite noun. Noun related to a definite noun. The example is kitabun, kitab. It is indefinite. But when I say kitabullah, kitab is a book. But when I say kitabullah, it means book of Allah. No, this is not an ordinary book. It's not an indefinite book. It's a definite book because this book belongs to Allah. This is Allah's. So it's not an ordinary, indefinite book, but it has become now a definite. The last in this category is addressee. Whom you address, whom you call, with any name, with any noun, with any verb, it is definite. For example, boy means any boy. The boy means certain boy. But you call a boy with the word boy, man. Very commonly in English literature, it is said, man, he does such and such. It's a very famous sentence of Abraham Lincoln. one of his favorite generals was General Grant. And people were jealous of it. They are the generals. Somebody pointed him out that, sir, General Grant drinks. He said, tell me what he drinks, so that I may send the same bottle to the other generals. Man, he fights. Now, in this sentence, man is addressee. In English, it has not been sorted out whether it is definite or indefinite. But in Arabic grammar, it has been sorted out that this word man, when it is separately appearing, we will say it is indefinite. But when you say man, now it is definite. So this is addressing. In Arabic, it is called munada. Right? So, this was the story of the definite nouns. Next we study is number in Arabic. Number. In Arabic, adad. Adadun. In English, you have only two numbers, singular and plural. Singular form is used for one, and plural form is used for two and more. So, there are two numbers in English, singular form and plural form. Singular, one. Plural, more than one. Clear? But in Arabic, there are three numbers. In Arabic, there are three numbers, singular, this is called wahid in Arabic. Wahid. Wahid. I told you that the basic and normal condition of the Arabic noun is nominative. Wahidun is nominative form. We'll study later. You will understand the meanings. But plural form, plural is called jama'. Jam'un, jama'. It starts from three for more than two. This is for one. And this is for more than two. In English, plural form was for more than one. In Arabic, the plural form or the jama form is for more than two. But for two, there is a separate form which is called musanna. Muthanna. Muthanna. Tha. This is for two. For two only. There is no further division of musanna. But plural or jama are of many types in Arabic. Two types at least. We come to the jama now. Regular plural and then broken plural. Regular plural is like in English, you have two types of plural forms in English. One type is by addition of s or es at the end of the singular form. This is regular plural, usual form of plural. But in some cases, the case becomes different, that the whole singular word is broken. Foot is a singular. Its plural is not foots, its plural is feet. So the original singular word is broken. Same way, normally, I believe you are all Muslims, and you know Muslimun means a Muslim. Its plural is Muslimuna. Muslimuna means Muslims. Another example is Kafirun, a non-believer, a non-Muslim. And its plural, regular plural is Kafiruna. Kafiruna, which means non-Muslims. But very often you find in the Quran the Arabic of non-Muslims is not kafirun. What's the other word? Kuffar. You know, kafir is if you split the word kafir, it is kaf, alif, fa and ra. You understand? Right? Here in kafirun, this word kafir is intact. Only there is an addition of waw and noon. Kafirun is kaf, alif, fa, ra. Waw noon is the only an addition to kafir. Right? But in kuffar, the whole word doesn't exist in the plural form. Kuffar is kaf, fa, because there is shad there, alif and ra. Sorry, the whole word is broken. So, regular plural and broken plural. Like in English, pen, plural is pens. Room, the plural is rooms. Class, the plural is classes. Eye, eyes. Ear, ears. Hand, hands. But foot, feet. So, I think it's clear now that sometimes in forming the plural, you only make an addition to the singular form and it becomes plural. But in some cases, you lose the whole word. The whole word is lost and a new word altogether appears. So this is called a broken plural. I told you, if you remember, that language is the index of the culture. Language is the index of the culture. Now, in Arab culture, male dominates and female is dominated. And man is supposed to take care of woman, protect woman, take care of woman. It's very interesting that the Arab treats the broken plural, Arabs treat the broken plural as singular feminine. Something which an English speaking man or Urdu speaking man has no idea what's this nonsense. But if you keep that point in mind, that language is the index of the whole culture. Because in Arab culture, it was a male dominated society. Man was supposed to protect woman, his wife. If a word cannot protect itself, it has become a female, a feminine. So, not only feminine, plural, but singular feminine. Just note it down here. Again and again it will come and I'll mention. But again, as I said, write in bold letters. The broken plural is used as singular feminine. When we will study the demonstrative nouns, you will find tilka is a feminine form of the demonstrative noun for distance. That. For masculine is Zalika. Zalikal kitabul la rayba fi. In the start of Juz 1 is Zalikal kitabul la rayba fi. But in Juz 3, it starts Tilkar rusulu faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'd. Now, tilka is the demonstrative noun, distant demonstrative noun for feminine. The word attached to it is ar-rusulu. Al-rasulu. Abdus Samie, you have to arrange the fresh one. Singular is ar-rasulu. Look, lam shamsiya, not being pronounced. Ar-rasulu means the messenger. The messenger. Its plural, broken plural is ar-rusulu. But Allah Almighty is pointing to the ar-rusulu with tilka, which is the demonstrative noun for singular feminine. Tilka rusulu faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'din. So that is tilka rusulu. So let me repeat. The second character of a noun is its number. The first character is this kind, which means whether the noun is definite or indefinite. The second consideration or second characteristic which one must know, recognize in a noun is its number. What does it mean? Whether the noun is wahid, singular, or musanna, or it is jama, singular, plural, or musanna. Now, musanna has got no complication. Musanna has got no complication. So, I'm just telling you that plural of two types. Like in English, most of the nouns in plural form have at the end of the singular form s or es, and hands, pen, pens. In class, classes, es has been added. But in case of foot, its plural form is feet, not foot. O is no more there in the word. So this type of forms are called broken plurals. And as the language is the index of the culture, in Arab culture, it was a male-dominated society. A man was supposed to protect his wife. Man was supposed to protect women, his wife. But if man is not able to protect himself, so better call him a woman than a man. You understand my point? You can understand it in another way also. Had Arabic been formed in the present Western society, perhaps the case has been reversed to that. Because the language is the index of the culture. Now the third characteristic of a noun which one must recognize before writing, speaking, or hearing an Arabic sentence or Arabic speech or anything, that is its gender. Yes?
Sir, I'm a bit confused. Assalamualaikum. I'm a bit confused. Uh, you're saying that there is gender, the noun is characterized by gender number. So then the seven types that you said, proper noun demonstrated, is that how we recognize the noun?
I said there are four characters of a noun which you must recognize in a noun, in a paragraph, in a sentence, or in an Arabic construction. They all are separate from each other. Number is separate, definite or indefinite is separate, and then now gender is separate. Gender is like all other languages. In Arabic also there are two genders, masculine gender and feminine gender. Right? So our number 3 is gender. In Arabic it is called jins. Two only. Masculine, not male. Male is a type of masculine gender. Male is a type of masculine gender, but main heading is masculine or feminine. Masculine gender in Arabic is called muzakkar. Masculine in Arabic is known as muzakkar with dal, not with za. Muzakkar. And the feminine is called muannath. Now it is Hamza written on Waw. It will be pronounced as Hamza, not as Waw. Mu'annas. And this topic, this subject is called Tazkir and Tanis. Tazkir means to make masculine. Like in early classes, we used to have questions in English, change the gender. Horse, mare, like this. So, muzakkar means to make some noun masculine. Sorry. This act is called tazkir, Muzakkar means masculine and tazkir means to convert a noun to masculine form. And ta'nis means to change to feminine form. Tazkir and tanis. This again we will study the whole chapter of Tazkir and Tanis. Now we move further and go to the last but not at all the least. Commonly said, last but not the least. I'm saying last but not at all the least. And that is the form of a noun. Status of a noun. Number 4, status. This is called i'rab. I'rab. I'rab is not harakat. Coming back to our first day lesson, that mostly harakat are confused with i'rab. Again and again, I'll remind you that i'rab is something different and harakat are something different. I'rab is the status, and I tried to give you the basic understanding of i'rab as the 3 cases of pronoun. I, me, and my. What's the difference between the 3? Difference of i'rab only. I'rab of I is nominative. I'rab of me is objective. And i'rab of my is possessive. Remember, on the first day, I shared with you 3 sentences. I was coming to the Quran Academy. This premises in which we are holding this class is Quran Academy, Faisalabad, Pakistan. I was coming to the Quran Academy. On my way, my bike broke down. My bike broke down and a friend gave me ride. In all the 3 sentences, I was talking about myself. But why I use 3 different words for myself? Because in 3 sentences, my status was different. In the first, I was subject of coming. I was coming. Subject was I, so I used nominative form of the pronoun for myself. In the second, the subject of the sentence was my bike. Subject was bike. Bike broke down, not myself. But since bike belonged to me, so I mentioned myself in the possessive form, my. Then in the third sentence, the subject was a friend. And I was the object victim of the act of giving ride. So I used the objective form of pronoun for myself. I said, in English, this story ends within the pronouns. Story ends within the pronouns. But in Arabic, any noun being used in a construction, Arabic construction or Arabic sentence must have an i'rab. It must be in that sentence either in the nominative form or in the objective form or in the possessive form. Simple as that. Now, I change the subject. Just to make you understand, I will use the noun again and again instead of pronoun so that you understand what I mean to say. A student was coming to the Quran Academy. On his way, or say on the way to Quran Academy, bike of the student. Now it will be the student. First it was a student. Now it has become definite. Bike of the student broke down. A friend gave ride to the student. Now to indicate that the bike belonged to the student, you have to use the word of. Now to indicate that friend gave the student a ride, either in English you will put a comma there to help the other person understand, or you will use to. To tell who is the subject and who is the object. In English, the first criteria is the one who falls earlier is the subject and who falls later is the object. As a friend gave the student a ride. You can say like this. But if you utter the word student first, then it will become the subject and the friend would become the object. In Arabic, you indicate with the help of Arab only. You don't have to use extra words. Another example. In the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, we have found out that in the battle of Badr, Muslims killed many kuffar or many kafirun. Muslims killed many kafirs. But in Uhud, the kafirs killed many Muslims. Now, how Arab helps us in Arabic? First, we take a single example of a singular person. One. قتل المسلم الكافر. All these sentences mean the same as long as i'rab of the nouns is the same. Now, in singular form, the i'rab of a noun mostly is indicated by the harakat of the last letter. Look, this is the indication of the i'rab. 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 So, this is the indication of the i'rab. As long as you don't change the i'rab, the basic meanings of the sentence don't change. But the moment you disturb the i'rab, for example, first you say qatal al muslimul kafira, it means the Muslim killed the kafir. But then you say al kafiru muslim qatal al muslimu, then the situation has changed. You are saying that kafir killed the Muslim. You are talking about the battle of Uhud. Right? In all this we will learn later. Now our focus is on i'rab. So, don't ask me what's the rule. All this we will study later. In detail, when we will study the number and gender, all this detail will come to you. But now concentrate only on one thing, that is the change of i'rab. Now we go to the plural. In plural form, the i'rab is indicated by the huruf, the letters. The Muslims, the parallel of the Muslims in Arabic is not one. There are two. Al-Muslimuna and Al-Muslimina. This is nominative form. Nominative form or the form of rafa. And this is both possessive and objective form. In singulars, the possessive and objective form will be different from each other. Al-Muslimu, Al-Muslima and Al-Muslimi. But in plural form, Al-Muslimuna, Al-Muslimina, Al-Muslimina. Like in English, the three forms of the verb, mostly second and third form are the same. Kill, killed, killed. But go is go, went, gone. There is no rule. It is the idiom of those whose mother tongue is English. Their idiom is English. Likewise, the idiom of the Arabs is Arabic language. You remember the point I have shared with you, reminded you rather, that in most of the cases, the second and third form of the verb are the same. Kill, killed, killed. But sometimes three forms are different. Go, went, gone. Second form and third form is not goed. It is go, went, gone. And In some cases, all three forms are the same. Put, 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 beat, beat, beat. Sometimes it's called beaten also, but beat is also the second and third form. Beat, bit, beaten is also used, but remember one example at least, put, put, put. So when we come to Arabic, here also we will find all these possibilities. Most of the time, it will change in singulars, but in plurals and musanna, as we will study later, the possessive and objective form would be the same. Now, we come here. We want to say that in the battle of Badr, Muslims killed kafirs. How can we mention it? قاتل المسلمون قتل المسلمون الكافرين. Now it's not kafiruna, it's kafirina. Can you appreciate? قتل المسلمون الكافرين. Now if you want to say al-kafirina, same you can say al-kafirina قتل المسلمون. If you want to keep this as the subject of the verb, you have to keep its Arab as Muslimuna, not Muslimina. Another thing, note on the other thing, that in Muslimuna, the harakat of the last letter is Fatha, and in Muslimina also, the harakat of the last letter is Fatha. Now, the Arab of the plural form lies here. If it giving una sound, it is nominative form. And if it is giving the ina sound, then it is the possessive or objective form. Today, you have only to understand what is Arab. Arab is the status of a noun in an Arabic construction or an Arabic sentence. Status, not the harakat. Arab is the status, and most of the cases in singular form and in broken plurals, the Arab is indicated with the last harakat of the last letter of the noun, like Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin, Al-Kafiru, Al-Kafira, Al-Kafiri. But in plural form, the Arab is indicated by waw noon at the end of singular form in nominative case, but adding ya noon at the end of possessive and objective case. Could I make it clear? Any question about it? This is very important, and I'm very particular about Arab. As I shared with you, that I believe that this confusion has caused the Arabic language to be difficult to understand.
Can we say that we sometimes show Arab?
No.
The ending of the letter sometimes in singular shows Arab. Sometimes.
Tanween is double dhamma, double fatha, and double kasra. Double is tanween, not the fatha, dhamma, and kasra.
Fatha, Dhamma, and Kasra sometimes show Arab.
Sometimes show Arab.
As in English,
It may or may not be duplicated. If duplicated, you will get tanween of fatha, tanween of dhamma, tanween of kasra.
As in English, he, his, him.
Yeah.
But when we say that wow sometimes shows Arab, can we say that off in English serves the same as wow?
No, that is a separate question which I have already shared on the first day. That what is the role of the vowels?
Off.
There I told you that in Arabic there are two ways to get the function of the vowels.
These are also vowels,
These are all vowels.
not a separate word.
Vav, ya, and hamza or alif. They are actually vowels. Arab has two cards to play. Sometimes he will play with harakat and sometimes he will play with huruf. Actually, there is no parallel of Arab in English except in the pronouns. You have to understand the concept of pronouns, why it becomes I, my, and me. Why it becomes he, his, and him. Why it becomes she, her, and her. Why it becomes I, my, and me, and we, our, and us. It is the change of Arab. This you have to understand. And if with clear understanding, you will study the forms of Arab, you will not be confused. With harakat. Harakat is a separate thing. It is just the sound in which direction you have to move the sound. That is harakat. As I said.
May I ask a question? My name is Nasruddin.
सुनो जरा मेरी आंख बताओ. Check from your. Please speak loud.
Sir, may I ask a question? My sound is clear, sir?
What is he saying?
Sound, asking about sound.
साउंड पूछ मेरी आवाज ठीक है?
Okay, you can speak. I am hard of hearing, but my student will translate your words for me louder.
From your lecture, I understood that if we use plural, then and in. These are two forms, Muslimin and Muslimun, Kafirin and Kafirun, Mutasaddiqin and Mutasaddiqun. Only these two forms, or there can be another form too in the plural Arab.
In plural, there are two sounds, kafirin and kafirun. There are only two sounds in plural or other?
Yeah, in different categories, the indication of Arab would be different. But you don't have to worry how we will differentiate between the nominative, the possessive and objective form in plural. In English, the
Means that it is not limited to these two only. These Arab are not limited to these two only.
Yes. The Arab is not limited to kafirin and kafirun. It's a whole story.
it's not limited to kafirun and kafirin. Actually, when we will study Arab in detail, one of our subheading is how to indicate Arab. You will inshallah be clear when we'll go to that subject.
It's a part, not a whole story.
Yeah. Actually, first I want my students to be absolutely crystal clear about the concept of Arab. Because I believe the confusion in the concept of Arab makes Arabic difficult. But if you are able to grasp this subject, this concept, inshallah, the rest of Arabic will be easy for you. So we were talking about, I was telling you that don't worry that if it is kafirin, how would you recognize that whether it is the nasab form or jar form, possessive or objective case? As if when you know English, you have three words in front of you. But if you know English, you will read it as read. When it is in nominative form, it is in the first form. You will read read. When it is second form, you have from the context, from the construction, you understand that this is the second form and you have the third form. Sit, sat, sat. Right? But when these words are being used, these words are being used in the sentences. And if you know English, you have no problem. Inshallah, you don't be worried that how would you recognize. Inshallah, you are in the class and inshallah I am in the class. We will recognize. My method of teaching is that I want each and every student of mine to be with me. If you don't understand, very frankly ask me that please repeat. I'll repeat inshallah. So, जी yes yes please next question.
Sir, can I ask question?
पूछिए सवाल पूछ लो
Yes you can.
Sir, I'm not sure about two things. One, in the beginning we said that noun has gender, number, Arab, and
Kind.
pardon?
Kind, whether it is definite or indefinite.
Yes, that's right, sir. And then we began the class with the 7 characteristics, which is proper noun, demonstrative
No,
noun.
that was the kinds of definite noun.
Okay. Okay. So, and my second question is, sir, that you said there is un and in, waw noon and ya noon for plural. In
Regular
Arab.
plural only, not the broken plural.
Oh, all right, sir. And what is the singular? What Arab do we use in singular?
Yes, in singular, most of the time, we indicate Arab with the harakat, like in al-Muslimu, al-Kafiru, al-Muslima, al-Kafira. So, only the harakat of the last letter is the indicative of Arab. But in...
I was very confused. Thank you.
Okay. Is that clear? Kalima is of three types: ism, fail and harf. इसको बंद कर दो, मैं जाकर सुन लूंगा प्रोग्राम. Kalima is of three types. Kalima means meaningful word. In Arabic is called kalima. A kalima may be an ism or a fail or a harf. Now, we are focusing ism. Ism has four characters simultaneously. From the questions I understand that you are confusing number with gender. No. At one and the same time, an ism must have all the four characters. It will either be marfa or nakira, definite or indefinite. It will be singular, muthanna or plural. It will be either masculine or feminine. And it must have an i'rab. In a sentence, it must have an i'rab. Nominative, objective or possessive. Right? So, in kind, if we further split up, kind 2, definite and indefinite. Number, three types. Wahid, switch it off. Wahid, singular. Muthanna and jama, plural. Gender, masculine and feminine. Is this visible? And feminine. And then i'rab. It may be nominative case. Nominative case or nominative form. Objective form, objective case. And possessive case. Is that clear? Now we are moving this i'rab to the other half of the board. Sorry. i'rab. i'rab again we will study in four headings. There are four subheadings of i'rab in which we will study i'rab. The first heading is form of i'rab. Form of i'rab. 3. Nominative. Objective. Or possessive. This is one heading. The second is how to indicate i'rab. How to indicate Arab. Now write down a sentence under the heading of how to indicate Arab. Write down different categories of noun. In different categories of noun, put in also before. In different categories of noun, Arab is indicated in different ways. In different categories of noun, Arab is indicated in different ways. Sometimes, most of the time, like you can say, most of the time, mostly by haraka of the last letter. Last letter of alphabet. Number 2, by addition of a few letters, few letters at the end. In case of pronouns, nominative form I put down in bracket, rafa form, pronoun is an independent word. But in possessive, in objective, and possessive form, it is, that is, pronoun is the part is the appendix of a noun verb and harf. Very simple example. When whom is an independent word, it means they. But when it is attached to a noun, Rasuluhum. It is him. How you write Rasuluhum? Or use a simple word. Whom means separately means they. Now I'm giving the example of whom attached to a verb. Qatalahum, he killed them. Now here this whom means them. Then you have Rasuluhum. Translation is their messenger. Now this whom means their. So when it is an independent word, not attached to any other word, noun, verb or harf, it is nominative form. Whom, they. But in these two cases, here it is them because it is attached to a verb and the victim of the verb is possessive, objective case. So this is in the nasab form. And here it is attached to a noun, it is the jar form, possessive case. So we'll study this separately, but now I'm simply giving you the idea that how the i'rab is indicated. How do you find out the i'rab of a noun? First you have to understand which category of noun it belongs to. You understand? Oh yes, it's pronoun. Now you will find the other thing, whether it's attached or detached. If it is singular, you will find, oh, what is the harakat of the last letter? If it is broken plural, again you will find out the same. But if you have understood that it looks to be una or ina, so you understand that, oh, yes, this is plural form. Now if it is una, it's nominative, and if it is ina, it is otherwise. Okay? That's all for today. Inshallah. You must revise the lesson at home. We study a very little quantity of the subject. So revision is very easy. If you just go through the notes 2-3 times at home, inshallah, all these concepts will get registered to your mind. That's all for today. Akhiru dawana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.